in to get the extra bonuses. Let's pretend that you did, right? If you landed one new client each month, again, you'd have a first year salary of $78,000. So I want to ask you, honestly tell me in the chat box, would you trade $4,185 for $78,000? I mean, yeah, you would, right? Totally. Okay. So with that being said, it's not going to cost you $4,185. It's not going to cost you $997, which obviously would be a steal. Because you're a customer of ours, we want to offer you an awesome deal to take things to the next level and give you all the resources you need. So when you get in right now, we slash the price so that you get everything for just one payment of $297. So I'm going to drop a link right now. You want to be one of the first 25 in, so hurry over to the link on your screen that's about to pop up. All right, ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Go get Maps Mentor Unleashed now. You get everything you saw here today for just one small investment of $297. Visit the link on your screen. That's pauljames.com/MMU deal. Okay, I'm going to give everyone a second to pull that up on their screen and get in and make sure that you're able to claim those bonuses. So if you're one of the first 25, you're going to get the 1 year of unlimited listing reviews from my team and I. You're also going to get the unclaimed listing automation bonus. So hurry over to the link right now. I have a feeling these spots are going to go super fast because we really have priced this reasonably because we understand you're a customer of ours. We want to see you be so successful with it. And let me know in the chat box if you're heading over there now so that we can note down your spot. Hey, Paul,
I guess that was already on.
What's up, man? I didn't know if yourself was doing something, so.
Yeah, I was in that was my other meeting that I was in.
Oh, okay.
I just left it on screen.
So what was that? What was it they were selling?
Um, what it is it's a basic function of how to do maps.
What
Is
type of
to
maps?
Google Maps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, basically what that is some SEO people have a certain way that they like to take maps from number 10 to page 1.
Gotcha.
But I mean, I already got an SEO process that does that. But since I'm in that arena, I wanted to see what they were talking about. It started at 8 o'clock, but then I was on another call, and this one came in, and I just walked away from it, and I just got back, and I left everything on the screen. Good thing I didn't record it. Yeah, yeah, my time is tied up. That's why I don't like to waste it. I got to help people out as much as I can to keep it moving.
Oh,
Um, so,
let me try to give Caleb a call. Hang on a second.
how's he doing, by the way?
Oh, he's doing pretty good. He's still trying to navigate that whole scenario.
Oh, okay. Because I don't see anybody else but yourself and I on here, so.
Yeah, and me, they're not yet.
Mm. Let's see. Um,
What's up, guys? Chuck, it sounded like yourself was talking, but couldn't hear anything. Bo and yourself see this the FIFA World Cup coming to Atlanta in 2026?
No, I can't say I have.
The mayor today just announced that he's going to pave 17.9 miles of the Beltline around Atlanta. Wonder who got that contract.
The Atlanta mayor?
He got the contract?
No, I'm saying, what mayor are we talking about?
Yeah, mayor of Atlanta.
That'd be like that.
What?
That chick down at Dalton, Illinois, or Chicago, wherever she's at. One money all kinds of places. Yeah, we're not going to be long today. I just want to go ahead and knock out this motions, and then I'll go over you guys with that. I know some of you guys asked me about that SEO stuff. I'll show it to you here again today, but I won't record it.
All right, sweet. Thanks. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Yep. All right. Chuck? Somebody's in the chat. Okay, Chuck. All right. All right, so some of you guys are asking me about the SEO stuff. Let me show it to you. I'm not going to record this because it doesn't belong here, but you guys asked me about it. So give me a second and I'm going to go over it with you. Okay. Okay, Chuck, you're on chat. Okay. It's like, why is the screen lighting up over here? Okay. Um, well, can you talk or no? Or are you in an area that's a lot of noise? But you can hear me, right, Chuck? Yeah, it's an offer. Yeah, it's an offer. An offer to know you're with. Oh, okay, you accept the offer. Okay, that's probably good for yourself if you can hear me. However, I have no clue what the offer I just gave you is, but yeah, I'll offer it to you. I'm about to offer you some knowledge. Do you want it? Anybody else want this knowledge? This SEO knowledge?
Yes, please.
I'm interested, but I'm having a hard time hearing yourself. You're cutting out a lot. Yourself is cutting out a lot.
There's nothing else I can do. Does anybody else have a problem hearing me?
No, I got you. Okay.
Something's on your end there. What about Chuck? Chuck, can you hear me? Brandon, can you see the screen at least?
If you're speaking if yourself is speaking to me, I can see everything. I'm not hearing yourself well.
There must be something on your end because there's nothing low here. My audio's up. My screen is up. Everything's connected. Chuck is hearing me. Chuck says it's earwax, Brandon. That wasn't me. That was Chuck. He's up on the screen. Let me see here. I don't know what to tell you. All right. So one of the key pieces all right, so one of the business I own is the marketing SEO business. This tool right here is called Keywords Everywhere. Right? It basically tells me what people are looking for. It's not an exact, but it gives me close. So I would take a tool like this and Google Trends, and I would go find out exactly what people are looking for. So if I was looking for horse riding near me, and I wanted to build a video or website, this stuff currently takes in about 165,000 people a month. That means 165,000 people a month on average is looking for this keyword for horse riding near me. Horseback riding in Atlanta is 1,900, and it's consistent since April of last year of 2,400 to 1,900 people. Right now it's 2,400 searches a month for people who's looking for horseback riding. Can everybody see that little box to the right?
Yep.
So what this does, it just gives me a snapshot of how much traffic I can go for. The volume and cost per click. That means every time somebody clicks on it on Google, it costs them money, approximately 56 cents. Sometimes that number's in the dollar ratio, and it gets very expensive. That means if I go into my Google account and tell Google I want to spend $56 a click, 56 cents a click, they're going to send that traffic to my video, or they're going to send that traffic to my website. That depends on setting the budget. But so what I do is I make this horseback riding Atlanta very popular. I will build a website, I build some videos, promote it on social media. I would get Google's attention, not only Google, but I would get Bing and Yahoo's attention as well. And I would make this horseback riding Atlanta #1. And what I would do, if there's no website up here for this term, which it doesn't seem like there's one, I would build it. I got major projects I'm working on right now, but I would build this website. And there is no horseback riding of Atlanta.com. But horseback riding Atlanta near me, there's nothing there according to this key term right here, horseback riding. That term alone, horse riding, is 12,000 searches a month by itself. Horse riding near me is 165,000 searches a month. That's all over the internet. Horse riding for kids. I don't know how that works, horse riding for kids, because having a goat on the back of a horse is going to be kind of interesting. So
Goats like it high up.
yeah, that's true. That's true. So with these two terms, I would take in all of these terms and I would build pages out of them on that one website, horse riding, or horse riding Atlanta, or horse riding near me. I would build web pages, I would build videos, and I would build social media. And I would keep promoting it in a way that Google recognizes me as the authority. Right now, there's nobody here as the authority for this right here, other than Twitter. So this word is optimal. So if I were to build a blog, or I would build what they call a directory, so my directory would consist of 165, I'm targeting 165,000 people. So my blog or my directory would have them pay me to get on my blog or directory, just like a Facebook, just like a Google search. Same stuff. The only difference is it's mine and I own it. So how much is 165,000 times $99? Anybody want to take a guess? What's that number look like now? If I got 165,000 people to pay me $99, that's the number. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah, that's a high conversion rate, though.
That's 100% conversion rate. Right?
Right.
Does anybody else got any questions before I move on? Okay. Now, that's a 100% conversion rate. Can I still get to the 100% conversion rate without targeting this one sentence of numbers and letters? Computers don't see this in letters. They see everything in numbers or characters or digits. You're just being displayed in H here, but it could be a 0.2234. So you can see an H or a horse or writing in near me. So now I have 74,000. So let's say I don't get 165. Can I still get to 165? Absolutely. I can take half of this, half of this, half of this, half of this, and I can build my blog to start being recognized all these words and still get up to that 165,000, even more. So let's say I can get half of this. So what is half of that 165? That's 82,000. I can tell you right now, I can get half of that by being number one, get that traffic. Matter of fact, we can get more than that. So I'm just charging people $99. I'm just simply charging people $99 to get onto a directory. That's all I'm doing. Whether I build the directory manually or whether I build it with other people, I'm still building that directory. Now, let's do something more exquisite. So let's say I have a horseback riding blog and a horseback riding directory for all 50 states. All 50 states can get in. So if all 50 states come in, then all I need is 10 people a state. So roughly there's 50 states in the United States. Is that correct? Does anybody got anything? Yeah, okay. So it's 50 states. So let's say I just need 10 people in each state. I need to sign up 10 people in all 50 states. So that's 10 times 50. That's 500. 500 people. And I'm charging them $99 to get on my blog. That's my monthly income. And it's all automated. They come, they sign up, they give me their money. I put them on the blog. If they want to advertise, if they want to put them on the website, I get charged $297 to $3,000 depending on what I want to put on there, especially if it's a lawyer blog or a lawyer directory. They're ego-driven. Doctors are ego-driven. So I would charge them in excess anywhere from $297 a month locally till the big cities till $3,000 a month locally. So the current sites that I'm working on has 74,000 plus traffic. That's a lot of traffic. The one niche that I'm working on.
So okay, so what would you do if? What would someone do if they don't have like these directories to charge them to get access to?
You got to be a little more specific. What do you mean by that?
So yourself was saying that you would charge them $90, 99 a month or whatever to get access to the directory. What if somebody's wanting to look at, you know, how to do SEO to boost themselves, but they don't have a directory like that to offer?
So it just depends on what kind of property it is, whether it's a video or a website or web page. So the primary criteria for SEO is social media, paid ads, and relationships, and something called backlinks. That's all SEO is. It's exposure.
Yeah, I was thinking like that there was a way that you go into their back end website to put keywords like where it's talking about keyword related keywords. So I thought there was a way that you go into their back end of their site and add in like all these keywords that would be associated with their
Those are
niche.
right. So those are called pages. So I would have to open up one of the WordPress websites to show you what that is, or HTML website. So basically what that is what you're talking about is every single one here I would build a page or a post on. I would talk about it on the page or post, anywhere between 800 to 1800 words on a page. And I would put some kind of photo or video on there because Google's finicky. But you got to talk about these keywords somewhere on your website, whether it be a post or a page. You got to talk about it. Because Google is just a content hog. And whoever puts out more content and backlink it, they win. So that's basically all you're doing with SEO. It's just strategic strategy on learning what the algorithm is accepting at that point in time. Right now, a whole bunch of people got dumped. But some of my client stuff is still up. Most of all my client stuff's got still up. I think I got hit on one of my Google profiles. But other than that, 94% of my stuff is still up and running, and I'm rebuilding. The only reason why I'm rebuilding right now is because I moved to a new server, and I'm using a lot of um, extra tools to get my stuff clarified and verified, and making sure malware scanners and all that crap is still on there, because these big projects that I'm working on now will include like one of my niches. I'm showing it to you. Most SEO guys won't show it to you, but I'm not scared. This right here is one of my niches. I'm telling you right now. I'm actually giving you a live example of what I'm going after right now. Let me see. And I'll show you if I can pull it up. I'll show you one of my websites. If I can find it. But it's not the big one I'm working on, but there's a huge one I'm working on. And I plan to totally get to 95% of that traffic. Because no SEO guys entered into that market. And I'm not even gonna, I can't obviously divulge that, but I will show you one of the markets I am in, and this is one of them. Let's see. Let me see. I'll show you what the website looks like. Let you know I'm not full of it. Let's see. Where is it? I'm trying to pull it up for you guys so you guys can see it. That way you'll know. Let me see. Wow, where is it? Well, that sucks. Um, I guess it's not in my. you guys can see it. Well, apparently. Okay, here we go. Let's show this to you guys. Let me know when you can see it on the screen, please. You see it?
Yep.
It'll look something just like this. It'll be changing colors, but there's a whole bunch of between Elementor. There's a whole bunch of designs out there on horseback riding, or you can build your own. These are just simply templates, and you do whatever you want with them. But horse riding school, but that's what it looks like. So I would build this website for something like Atlanta riding, and then I would rent that one website out, or would build a huge one, and then I would simply rent it out. There's more than enough money here to rent this one website out. So places to ride the horse near me is 4,000, but I can build a website for each city and rent it out, because right now, according to this, 1,900 searches. I'll show you how to do the numbers. 1,900 searches times 56.56 equals $1,000. So the volume a month is around that. So that's what I would rent this out for, $1,064. Or $1,000 or $997, something like that.
And that is that monthly?
Yeah, that's monthly. Yeah.
900 a month.
Yeah. Because you got to look at what it costs for horseback riding. It's $45 an hour. So if I'm pushing over 500 people there, then they're not gonna have a problem paying me $1,000, $1,200 a month. So for a lesson. So if I'm sending them a 800 people times $45, they're making $36,000. So they're not gonna have a problem paying me $1,200 to $1,500 a month. So it's a real steal if I give it to them for $1,000 a month, and they're making 36. Get it?
Yeah, I see the numbers. I'm just trying to think in my head from a business section of like how many of them are converting. I mean, if they're making that money, then yeah, of course it's no problem.
Yeah. But $45 is on the low end.
Right.
It's worth a horseback riding. So if I rank this website in one of the prestige areas, I'm going to charge close to $3,000. I'm not going to charge that little bit of money. Because I'm gonna have a phone number. I'm gonna have a track conversion rate, and I know how many people are calling in.
Mm-hmm.
The website is not theirs; it's mine. I'm just putting their information on. I rent that website like I rent a house, like I rent a home, like I rent a car. They stop paying me. I change their information. I send it to somebody else. I divert the traffic.
Ain't got to worry about squatters in there, do you?
Digital squatters. You're not paying. Digital squatters. That's about it. All right. So that's the pivotal point. That's what that is. All right. So let's go to Brandon. All right. You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I'm using my sound on my phone, but I've got to use my computer to share the screen.
Okay. So which one are you on? You got two of them here.
You know what? I'll kick off. Okay, no.
The one.
Yeah, the phone is the one I'm talking on right now with the
Yeah.
capital P.
Okay. So you're the green one. So the other one is your screen. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right. Did the share button come up on your screen yet?
Yeah, it did.
I'm going to stop sharing my screen and give it over to yourself. It's all yours.
Hope we're gonna do it right here.
There it goes.
Mm-hmm. All right. All right. So here we go. Motion to clarification. After speaking to yourself yesterday, Baldwin, I changed directions as far as what the case is about. So I decided to make it for something that's applicable right now that I hadn't had time to share with the group. But about what, March? Yeah, March 10th. I got pulled over and they charged me with driving on a suspended license and they let me go. But I'm in the process of dealing with that, and I've got. That's what I decided to make this about, and so I changed directions that would be more applicable for me now. So here we go. I'm going to have to come back and obviously put the details back in here, but this is one of the templates that yourself has shared with us. We got the United States Federal Court. You need to put the address in there. We got Brandon Shapiro, plaintiff, Pi, Brandon, House of Shapiro, well, Brandon Colon, House of Shapiro, Colon Man, claimant / claiming, United versus the United States, defendant, Delta, people in key roles of the Secretary of the United States Federal Corporation, wrongdoers, defendant.
Who are you suing?
Well, I'm just using a template to open up a motion.
Oh, I was trying to find who. Go ahead. I just wanted to find out who you were suing. Go ahead.
Okay. We go down. Notice motion to clarify. So I guess the intent here is to get the question of jurisdiction and to have it basically discharged before court. So claimant, plaintiff, hereby files a notice on the administrative record on April 24, 2024. I believe the officers acted outside their jurisdiction and violated their oath by failing to act honorably in both a legal and lawful manner. I think that as one judge, you and yourself would know that the premise in which you are ruling upon distorts the facts of due process. I, man, feel that is incorrect. How could the court and yourself, the judge, allow and participate in such egregious actions and violations of your constitutional duties by not following standard procedures such as Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, see attachment A, which would, I'm putting that in quotation, that the A is actually the 52 and the 60, and then the 60. So I got to clean that stuff up. Then the State of South Carolina Code of Laws, see attachment B, Beaufort County, South Carolina Code of Laws. That would be another attachment that I need to add there. How can you choose to violate your sworn oath and betray public trust by hearing a case where you know, due to evidence, the attachment C, which would be the recordings, that the officers from the FOIA that I've sent out, that the officers failed to comply with South Carolina State and County Code of Laws, and where I believe was engaged in fraud. And that was, I have a period there because I'm not sure if I should say that, so I have a question mark. Well, not sure if that's the clear thing to say. How dare the state inflict harm, injury, and loss by initiating the stop and further inflict greater stress and duress by assuming jurisdiction and lawful detainment, I should probably say that, detainment of I, and applying administrative law to a private man. I have that in parentheses because it's a thought that maybe I should or should not have in there. Additionally, you knew state officers failed to identify themselves, threatened violence against my person if I did not comply and engage in if I did not comply, and they also engaged, and to clarify that, and they also engaged in coercive and persuasive behavior for their personal gain. They're basically trying to talk me into, sitting on the hood of the car, talking on the hood of the car. They're basically making fun of me and all this stuff as I'm just talking to them normal. They basically start to say like, oh yeah, anyone can learn something on YouTube. It's just, so anyways, I'm going to have all that from the FOIA. I require the facts of the alleged charges to be found, quote, especially and state its conclusions of law separately. See attachment D, Rule 52. I know I need to go into better clarification on that. My brain got tired and I was trying to figure out how to put that, I'll go into later. I'll explain that later. So this is where not really sure what to do. If it ends there with the with the last sentence, if this court hears this case, oh no, would you please just let me have this conversation? Okay. Actually, I did skip that sentence, so I'm going to go back and just reread that one sentence. I require the facts of the alleged charges to be found, especially
Is that internet interference or individual interference?
individual interference.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm going to repeat that. I require the facts of the alleged charges to be found, quote, specially, and state its conclusions of law separately, quote, closed. See attachment D, Rule 52. If this court hears this case without establishing jurisdiction, I'll hold all actors responsible both in their official and private capacities. Again, I'm not sure if that should be there or not, but I wanted to put it in here for tonight to make the discussion go live with it. I'm kind of wanting them, I already explained, I want them to discharge the thing before you even go to court. Then they'll even have jurisdiction. So anyways, number one, this was already on the template, so I haven't changed that. I'm not really sure exactly what to do with that, but I figured I would present it. One, hold the standing, proof of my written consent. Does this court have my consent? If so, how was it obtained? By force, coercion, undue influence was used? Two, pertaining to authority, show by what authority prosecutor acts. And then 3, I require all exculpatory evidence, both official and unofficial, that proves that I, man, caused them loss, harm, loss, or injury to the victim, man. And then just concluding it with the date. There we go, for Brandon Shapiro, Brandon Mann, beneficiary, House of Shapiro. Date and time of this effort, April 24th, 2024. Email, phone number. Certificate of service. I hereby certify that April 24th, 2024, using the CMECF system was via registered mail. I caused to be searched. I caused to be, I'm sorry, freaking eyes are tired right now. I caused to be served on all parties via electronic means the foregoing motion to produce on, oh, never mind, produce, gotta change that. Foregoing motion to clarify on the administrative record.
Okay. I think out of all my years, I don't think I've ever heard a certificate of service to be searched. That was funny to me. It's just, I mean, that's just what it is. Yeah, just let me know when you're done.
I think that concludes it. That would be it.
All right, Brian and Chuck, what do you got on this motion before I start?
My question is, so how are you tying this to Young?
I kind of lost track of that. In redirecting my intent and the case, I kind of lost track of that, getting into what I worked on for today. But yeah, yourself is correct. I got to bring that into it. That's a good point.
That's all I got. That was the only question I have. Everything else looks pretty good as far as like some of the points that are being brought out, things of that nature. But that's all I got.
Yep.
So the idea of a clarification, if it's directly dealing with the case Young, what he's saying, I forgot about Young actually because I've been in class for a while. But the idea of, I think those are those two cases that we went through. Somebody ran somewhere, ran into a house, and they went around and did some type of investigation. They came up with some type of legislation based on what they did, basically to trap these guys. So my understanding of the clarification is there's a set of events that take place that because of what has taken place in those events, current law and the actions surrounding that, whatever claims are being made that may be clouded, fuzzy, not specific, a motion for clarification would be at some point where there appears to be some type of confusion based on what they did, their authority, what they can and what they can't do, and what they do anyway. And so I'm understanding that that's what that is, and if that's the case, my question on this is, where's the fuzziness at? Clarification is based on something that is not readily visible, and so where's the fuzziness at on this one?
That's a question back to yourself, Brian.
All right, interference again. I think I was trying to get, I believe I heard your intent as far as.
Where's the fuzziness?
Yeah. Who do I hear in the background?
Yeah, that's Chuck's background.
Okay. I like I said, I didn't hear it all, but I believe what I was going to answer was
He's asking an emotional clarity. What are you trying to make clear? Basically, what is the fuzziness? What are you trying to make clear here?
well, my understanding as far as the clarification is to basically kind of shove a code or policy they didn't follow down their throats by letting them know that they acted in such a way that they should not have, that they knew something and they continued moving forward, that you acted in dishonor. How dare you do that? How can you move forward on a charge when you've assumed jurisdiction without confirming that you've already acted outside your oath of office? You've already violated a man's rights. How can you do that? Now it's been recorded on all these video recordings and from the day of the arrest, and you've listened to it. I'm going to put it in as a notice. He's going to know all this stuff. How dare that they continue to move something against someone you know is not inside your jurisdiction? You're moving a public law against a private man.
Chuck? Did that clarify what your angle was, or?
For the most part, yeah. I was just wondering what his definition of the fuzziness was, and what their laws were according to that under the Constitution or whatever they're improvising, because some of the courts are claiming to be operating under the laws, but under certain laws that don't exist under a democracy. The question is, what on that decision that they made, what was the foundation, the finding of facts on laws that may or may not exist, or situations when a case like Baldwin was already in, where they're claiming he already won and
The recording has started.
nobody's providing the evidence of the bounty. So the question is on that, like, why say that he's already won if nobody's, if they haven't acted like it? So and the same thing with Brandon, that everybody's saying stuff, but the stuff that they're doing doesn't match up to what they're saying. So that's all I had. I'm just I'm looking at these things a little bit more intently now to try and find out, like, if you're going to claim something, like, what is it that they're claiming? Or because they'll get to the point and then they don't answer. And I'm going, after you get to the point where they didn't answer, they're on a different set of rules. And even though they're not saying it, we all know they're on something else. Okay, I'm going to shut up. I'm sorry for getting carried away.
I just found a failed action on my end. I just thought it was funny. We already went into it. Wanted to give you all this information. Brian, is your self recording?
Yeah,
Yeah. If you guys just heard, I just hit the record button.
oh, it started late. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. So, oh man, I thought it was funny. I'm over here analyzing the details that Brandon just gave, and then I'm listening to Chuck, and then I look down at the bottom of my screen, and everything's grayed out. I never hit the button. No worries. You guys haven't missed much. Most of the stuff was from the first part was SEO. We just started the class. If you guys are seeing this later. All right. Brandon, you ready?
I'm ready. Now I had to walk the frick out of the house and get away from this frickin' asshole woman.
Yeah. It be like that sometimes. I know.
All right, now just give me 1 second, Ashley, so I can just frickin' find the place that says my damn garage. 1 second.
All right. All right, so or wait for him to come back on.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm sitting down.
All right, yeah, you probably want to sit down. Make sure you put you some bulletproof ballistic vest on too.
All right. Get my helmet on.
Well, structurally, can you go back up to the top? Let's just start from the top to bottom because this is important. You got to get this because this is important.
No, I need you to give me screen sharing to the other one because I don't get internet out here. Let me reach.
So you can't move this one that's on here. Let me see.
No, because I don't have internet out here. If I go inside, then I don't even want to. I don't need to have my Anita come out there and start talking or yapping her mouth.
So the one you're talking on is where you need screen sharing?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. All right, there you go.
This. Camera.
Looks like you got two.
Trying to figure out how to screen share with this. Take back control. Is that what I do?
Yep, take back control. And then reshare that screen. Screen sharing is active. That is your phone. There you go.
Find the correct one.
Yep. You're in docs. Or in your drive. You gotta find it.
There's the one open. There we go.
Turn your phone. Yeah, I was about to say turn it sideways so we can see it.
Right. Okay. How do I get rid of that? There we go. Okay. This thing
All right.
wants to pop up every time.
Yeah, because you're in.
Just tap the screen once.
Yeah. Scroll up. Give you control up.
Well, if I scroll up, it's going to have that. Okay. Did it that time.
Yeah, tap the screen one more time. No?
There you go. I mean, you're in editing mode, so it's to be expected. Just scroll up at the top. And this looks like a different case number, by the way.
Let's see. Ah, it is. Hold on. I just go inside. Hopefully she's freaking laying down.
Get it by earmuffs. Don't put your foot down.
All right, well, hey, all right, go back and give me screen sharing on the other one again.
You want screen sharing back on the other one, or you're gonna?
But I have to, yeah, because I can't.
All right.
You can't see. I can't maneuver with my phone.
Okay. And you can't find that document. All right.
No, well I can. Well, I probably could, but it's still not going to maneuver.
Okay. So you want me to put it back on the other one, or what?
Yeah, put it back on the other one. Open this sucker up. There.
All right. It's back on your other one. Yeah, take control of it over there.
All right.
All right. Scroll up for me. So there's a couple of district courts there in South Carolina. Which one are you going to?
This one would, well, the initial court case is at the traffic court here locally, but I would be submitting to that and wanting to move it to the federal court in Columbia, I would assume.
Okay, there is a federal court in Columbia. Matter of fact, I'm waiting on some decisions now. I might be down there. I'll probably hit you up before I roll down there. I got to go to Columbia. If we got to do depositions and testimony, if you can get away, I'll give you a heads up before time.
Yeah.
Depends on how fast they notify me in my schedule. Because sometimes I'll be in South Carolina, North Carolina. Heck, went too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, I was in Brian's location. I didn't even get to tell him until last minute. A couple of weeks back for a veterans conference. Popped up on my screen. I was going to take him out to eat. I was at Tires Plus at the time, though. I was done with the veterans conference. Okay, so look. The top of this is supposed to be identified to the court that it's going to, and that location and the case number thereof. Is that a real case number, or is there something you made up?
That's a real case number.
So the real case number is based upon the principle and factors of the local jurisdiction. So that's called indexing. As far as the top, that's just the heading capture where it goes. Now, it's for, I think yourself said for suspended license or something to that effect. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
All right, scroll down.
Driving on a suspended license, but I wasn't driving.
Driving with suspended license, right?
Yes.
All right, keep going. Go down for me. Scroll up. Pull your cursor down. Okay, so what are we clarifying here? Motion to clarify. Identifying a motion to clarify is supposed to be subjugated to an order, something that happened that is associated that a court has made. If the court has not made a determination decision based upon the factors, this indexing is supposed to tell us what that is. So the indexing has to come with a notification of telling us what that is for to adjudicate. And without that, we're not going to know. So that information that you're looking for has to go inside that index, and I don't see anything there.
And yourself is speaking of below the notice motion to clarify. The first sentence should be.
Yeah, to notice the motion to clarify. I don't see anything there that would tell us what this is about.
Okay, I was okay. I thought I was expressing that in that next sentence because yourself mentioned that was something that I should have brought forward from the last presentation.
Well, you can bring it forward, but it has to have intent. So what is the basis of the notice of clarification? In that index, you got to tell us what it is.
Right.
I mean, like, what are we?
I'm being
is the principle? Is the notice to clarify what is the principle? What are you actually clarifying? Is basically what I would.
I guess I was leading into that more so. Okay. I mean, I'd be clarifying how they assume jurisdiction. Why would they assume jurisdiction?
Yeah, but that would, yeah, that would on what court order or whatever it is, but it has to show us or tell us in that particular manner what that is. That's your index piece, so you're supposed to tell us what that is as far as in that area, because we want them to clarify an order. We want them to clarify something according to some kind of ruling or an order.
So I believe you violated, officers acted outside their jurisdiction and violated their oath because they violated South Carolina Code of Law, section blah, blah, blah.
Well, in the blah, 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 there has to be, if a judge, let's say they got a standing order or they got a standing code and some judge made an order or did not clarify that order based upon that principle, then that's when that Rule 52 would kick in. 52 or 59 or something that will identify exactly what that order you're trying to clarify here. You're basically saying, I want you to clarify your jurisdiction. So if there's a previous order or prior action, you want that clarified, or you want discovery, or you want to file tort, or you want to file something that has nothing to do with this particular this corridor of legal ramifications. Basically what you want to know, according to what you're saying here, is that you want them to clarify jurisdiction. So why isn't there a motion to dismiss on top of this clarification? Or where's the information that's saying that they don't have any standing because said man is the one that's hasn't been injured? And if a man that has not been injured is not in this particular position, then why isn't the motion to confirm status or a motion to dismiss? Because they don't have any standing in your case. You've got 4 different jurisdictions going on in this one motion. Because if their behavior is egregious, then you're saying, well, where's your standing? And then you're going to ask them, if you don't have any standing based upon that principle, then what are you clarifying? And then if they violated something that was in a local rule that kicks it up to the federal rule, that's going to be an ex parte young, which is not even in here. So if you're telling them they're all a part of the process, then there should be some ex parte young, the actual law in here for ex parte young, saying that all of them are violating your rules and your so-called rules of rights or your protections and said privileges. I don't see that in here. I see a lot of I-man stuff in here, but I don't see the rules that you need in order to press upon your subjects.
Yeah, I guess I was using those as attachments off the page.
Yeah, but I don't have a problem with the I-man stuff, but the I-man stuff has to go with the status or standing. I don't have a problem with it. You can put it in here.
Right, but isn't that why I would put, if you're going to have the I-man, would you not then have the codes or the statutes in brackets off the page?
If you're going to use the I-man stuff, it has to be clarified if you're going to use it in the early part or the latter part, but you have to learn to speak to your servants. That's what you've been learning here for the last couple of years, to speak to your servants. You're saying I man, I sovereign, I jurisdiction. That's all that simply means. I man, I sovereign. That's all it means.
Sure.
I have the ability to do such thing because man is superior over your said legal fiction. The way that I stylize my motion, I am the one. I am man. From the biblical, I am man from the book of Genesis. This is why your friend had a problem with me, because I studied law before I knew him, and I knew all the stuff. That's why all my stuff was always 98, 99, 97% right. but our friend never did anything at the legal basis at my level. I got nothing problem with the I-Man because that comes from the Book of Bereshith. I get it. But that system does not sue your public servants and make claims upon your public servants. I'm the one that taught most of everybody how to do that. And the reason why I'm teaching is because you need to know what that actually means. So I don't have a problem with the I-Man stuff, but you got to use it in proper perspective, and this is not the perspective. You're supposed to use that in a status claim. You're supposed to use that in a jurisdictional claim that you don't have the jurisdiction to prosecute me. And the motion for clarification, if you're going to put that in there, then I told you have to weave that in there. It's a certain specific way you're going to have to weave that in there. I definitely like the complexity. Don't get me wrong. I like the complexity. But there's so much I-Man and parcel and points of plain language, which I like the part and points of the plain language. But your intent is way off, and it doesn't create an actual intent of story that a judge can follow or a jury can follow. Remember, you got to fill this thing out as such as you're filing an insurance claim. And you want to clarify the basis and principle of what they did wrong, or what the so-called judge did wrong. And if you want that stupid public servant or whoever put their handcuffs on you to clarify their jurisdiction, then what kind of motion is that?
So, Bowen, if I'm hearing yourself correctly, a third party should be able to pick up the document and know what was going on at a certain level to know why this document was being submitted.
Do I teach you this, or do I teach you plain language? What do I teach you guys here? Come on, what do I
Yeah,
teach?
plain language.
Right, so what part of this is plain language? Plain language is deadly, my friend. I've shown y'all that many times. They hate plain language in these courts. That's why I teach it to you.
Well, I think that as one judge, you and yourself would know that the premise in which you are ruling upon distorts the fact of due process. I then feel that is incorrect. I took that from our recording, right from what yourself mentioned, as far as how to, because yourself said, yeah, don't do I-Man, but if you want to do I-Man, this is how I would bring it in there, and it was I-Man.
You got a lot of mixing going on in here. I don't have a problem with you mixing in the I-Man with the plain language. It's just that your intent is off. You get what I'm saying?
I do somewhat.
Let me read it to you. Let me read it to you. Claimant go back up right here, right there. Claimant plaintiff hereby files this notice on the administrative record. The claimant is the man. Go up, scroll up to the heading of your notice. Scroll up to the heading of your, there you go. Go ahead, right there. You see Brandon Shapiro plaintiff, Pi?
Yes.
That's the legal fiction, yes?
Yes.
Who's next?
Man.
Well, okay, well, I'm
Well,
asking,
the given name and birth name.
Yeah, so Brandon, given said name, House Shapiro, man, right? House of Man, yes?
Yes.
Claimant claiming. I got no argument with that. That's actually correct. Now, if I put in a claimant or plaintiff claimant, I'm saying the same thing as I-Man. You've just kicked them in the balls. They don't know that. That's when you explain it to them. They don't realize the man is already in the courtroom tackling the legal fiction.
Right.
Now you see how slick that is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just by calling yourself the claimant, you're already saying I'm the man because only the man can make the claim in the first place.
Right, no, I get that. I get that, totally.
You just kicked them in the ass. Whether you know about it or not, you just put them into your court.
So then down below,
Not right there.
even though yourself mentioned, this whole
Uh-huh.
how to weave it in with that, every time we have the letter I, just have it capitalized and don't worry about the lowercase like here?
No, you can put the word I, you can put the word claimant plaintiff. A lot of times I put, you see that at the top right there, it says claimant plaintiff?
Yeah.
It could have said I.
I claimant plaintiff.
Right there.
Right there. Guess what that means right there?
Man, so what? Man?
Who's the claimant?
Man.
Who's the
I.
plaintiff? Who's the plaintiff?
That's the defendant.
No.
Oh,
Listen to me.
Yeah, that's the legal fiction.
Set this up is so slick. You guys just don't get it. Some of you get it, but I'm telling you, I set this up so slick.
The plaintiff is legal fiction.
Okay, that's correct. The plaintiff is the legal fiction. When you say claim it, or if you said I claim it, I got it on my records when I sued. It says I claim it. I'm saying I am man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not I am because that's our creator. Creator is I am. But when I say I claim it, I man or I am man. I am created by my creator, man, who has authority over the land in the book of Genesis. Bereshit. Are you saying that you're more of authority over me as man than my creator? Where do your jurisdictional privileges come in and thwart my natural unalienable? This says unalienable. That's a lie. It's unalienable. A bond, a charge are all liens, correct? I taught y'all that, right? They're liens, correct? Everybody know that their bonds are liens? Yeah. Yes, no?
Yeah.
Does anybody else disagree? Who we got in here? Let's see, Brandon, Kemp, Chuck, Caleb. Do y'all guys agree that those charging instruments are liens? They're trying to place liens on us?
Yes.
Is Chuck here? Is Caleb here?
Caleb just went to the bathroom, but yeah.
What about
I'm not sure.
I'm all on it because my case that going on in United States District Court right now is full of the combination of what he's saying because I'm the man doing business as the U.S. citizen, so I'm listening to every bit of it. So let me just shut up and listen.
Okay. So basically, your plain language is mixed in with your intent of grabbing the information that's associated with your basis. Simply saying is, what are we targeting here? Did they step on my toe? Did they violate policy, under Rule 56? Did they violate a policy under Rule 60? Whatever their local policy is. I understand this is a federal structure that you got right here. So the reason why I teach you federal and local structures because I do not want you guys to be afraid to go into federal court. That's your common law court. That is your current common law court. Is your federal court. And you want to file your tort claim based upon the principle. Now, I've taught you guys to go ahead and file the tort claim first as the claim and then raise yourself up to the court. Let them deny you first and then you start knocking them out. This is when you get your discoveries in, or this is when you get your notice of production, and this is when you start doing your PPP. You don't move away from your PPP. Here, your document is convoluted. Like I said, you can throw in I man, you can throw in I claim it, you can throw in claim it, you can do any of those. But the structure of plain language is very important. You must be able to pick this up and read it and know what someone else is going to come behind you and read it and saying. Brian threw an indicator there as third party. Plain language says this is a shoe. He hit him over the head with a shoe. He kicked him in the foot with a shoe. He slapped him with a shoe. See, they can't get away with that in plain language. They can't get away with it because it is a shoe. They can get away with it in legalese because they took an object and hit him on the toe. They took an object and hit him in the head. They took an object and slapped with him. So it gives them, what is that object? Because now, how harder the impact is the object? Because now I'm playing on your psyche. Now the object could have been a sponge. And then in your mind, it's not going to be a hard impact. But what kind of shoe was it? Was it a rubber shoe, less impact? Or was it a wooden shoe? Was it a steel toe shoe that hits like a hammer? Now I just broadened it out because I went into legalese. But in plain language, they can't get away. They got to lie. They got to cheat you to beat you at that point. So you got to clean up this intent and show what your direction is. Whatever that egregious is, if it's their jurisdictional premise. Whatever policy is, what are you trying to hammer out? What makes them to have jurisdiction over said I or I man or claimant plaintiff? Clarify that and break that down, because what you're going to do is you're going to shoot them over some questions. You're going to shoot them over interrogatories, and then before you even get into the jail, because court is like jail anyway, before you go to court, once you go into court, you're locked in that jurisdiction. You're going before the quasi-king. This is why they demand nothing on your head to look a certain way. They want you to be before them so they can judge yourselves. They're quasi-ministers. They're fake. And their hell and Sheol is their jail. Look at the term inmate and see where the etymology of it comes from, and you'll see exactly what I mean. So you got to clarify your intent here. It's got to be a pattern that's associating and saying, giving them the middle finger that they broke what rule, they broke what so-called law, whatever privilege it is that they violated. They didn't give you any due process. Scroll up, please. Go down to the body of your context. Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 5260. Again, like you said, it's a lot of cut and paste going on here. There's not a complete thought. It's not a run-on. I would have been happy with a run-on sentences, but parsing it together, State South Carolina Codes, let's see attachment B. There is no attachment B. You still there?
Looks like his audio dropped off, but his computer's still up.
If you can still hear me, just go ahead and scroll up. Yeah, keep going up to the how can you choose to violate your sworn oath. Go up to that, please. Scroll up. Make the text go north. Are you having a moment over there? There you go. Keep going. Keep going. Go up to the how can you choose to violate your sworn oath. Pull it up so everybody can see that. Yeah, that's a new state. It's Youth, Carolina. That's a new state, man.
Yeah, I thought that was just me. I wondered, what road do you take to get that suit? Carolina.
It's like hanging a left at Albuquerque.
I think that's something. Yeah, that's a new interpretation of the word South, man. See,
All right, I didn't know I got kicked off.
oh, okay.
Again? Sorry, I didn't mean.
Yeah, scroll up for us, Brandon. Go all the way up. We're done with that. There's nothing I can do with that right there. Just scroll up. You're gonna have to rewrite all right there. No, go back down. Go back down. The how. Keep going. 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 Right. Right there. Go back up a little bit. Go past your 3 bullet points and stop in that white area. Right there. Right there. How can you choose to violate your sworn oath and betray public trust by hearing a case where you know due to evidence, see attachments, see recordings, etc., etc. So none of that stuff is presented before us. That the officers failed to comply with South Carolina State County. Where's it at? We can't give you any information on the state and county codes if you don't present it here to make that determination on what the clarification. Or did you put in your interrogatories? Did you put in discovery? Did you put in a subpoena? Something that's there. Allow the judge to violate something. Allow the city state code to so-called violate or trespass, so that way you can use this rule 52 and break them in half. You've got to give them the opportunity to break the rules. You got to give the judge the opportunity to break the rules, because they're claiming that yourself broke them by not having some structure or permission to move up and down the highway freely, right? You need permission. So you need to validate their permission with case law.
That, yeah, I do have that. Like, they changed speed, but I do have it. Yeah.
Validate it in plain language that this rule does not apply to yourself, and how can you overstep this without violating Rule 10, Rule 9, Rule 7, 6, 14, Rule 1. Something.
Okay.
You're not standing on anything here, so I can't help. You gotta pick a position so I can help you stand on it. How does this not violate my federal criteria as a sovereign, as a people, one of the people of the sovereign people? Am I to be treaty or treated? On my passports it says, do not interfere with me when I'm moving up and down a highway. Are they in violation of that federal rule of law? That kicks it up to Ex parte Young. Are you violating it? There's a document on the passport that clearly says it. If this is in your possession, do not violate such things. Does anybody ever see that on their passport?
Yep, first page.
Let me see.
Bob, that's a good point. I've never looked to see where this paragraph is anywhere else other than on the passport book.
Executive branch. Are they going to honor it, or you're not going to honor it? Based upon their detainment factor, based upon said violation, tell me how your local law supersedes this passport that's at a federal level. Your passport is a federal document. Your state stuff is a state local document. Get it? Federal ID, nothing is a state ID.
Yeah, I pressed the issue going to open up a bank account one time. They wanted my social. I didn't want to give it to them. Just wanted to press it and see. And finally showed them on their documentation that it says on their documents they get you to sign for the account. Passport number can be used in lieu of social security number. It's right on their documents.
That's correct. So I have a crossword puzzle in front of me. I got different intents, different thought criteria, different times of date thought patterns. This is not one complete piece of the pie. Dates and times associated with this. It says additionally, how dare the state, a legal fiction, inflict harm, injury, and loss by initiating a stop. So there has to be a public servant, said officer, blah, 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 that works for said state or is indemnified by the state. That's something I would say. How dare this public servant officer who's indemnified by the state cause harm and injury, and you state his name? There's nothing here. How dare this officer itch ass, he works for the state, inflict harm on me. Officer itch ass is just totally out of rule. There's nothing here that clarifies this. When you're thinking about writing these things, you want to make it like it's an insurance claim. The lady came up from the right side of me and hit my bumper, and I was in a standing motion in the vehicle. Standing simply means sitting down and vehicle not moving. Just like standing water, the vehicle is standing, it's moving there. And then you can stand up, meaning movement. Because in your upper documentation it says claimant claiming. You're not claiming anything. You're just making general statements without any specifics. You got to get the judge and the jury on your side. He hit my toe. Yeah, we know, but how did he hit you? He just hit my toe and it hurt very bad. But how? You got to explain how they hit your toe or how he hit that bumper and what kind of harm or emotional damage or physical damage. There's none of this here. Like I said, I got no problem with the I-man stuff, but in this insurance claim, this tort, you got to be very specific. Additionally, you knew state officers failed to identify. I don't know that. There's nothing here. It's like a copy and paste piece. Addition themselves threaten violence. What did they threaten? Against my person, against my legal fiction, my person. He trying to harm I and my person. So my legal fiction, I being the man, he hurt my arm. He twisted it. He wouldn't let it go. He kept it into a pain maneuver. The pain level was above 10 because that's a medical term. If it was on 14, my arm went numb. It felt like he broke a tendon. It was ripping and it was tearing. All of these things need to be in here, especially as a doctor. I know you can describe tearing of tendons and all of that. Especially, let me put it in your perspective. If you're writing up an insurance claim to get paid, you're going to put down all the codes and you're going to provide the treatments. You're going to say what kind of damages there is. I think if you use more of your doctor structural language into here on the infliction of harm, I think you'd be key on and use plain language. Because I know for a fact if you went less scientifical and went more plain language, and you can actually convert that language of Latin, most medical terms are in Latin. So if you push them, if you take those terms and you convert them to English, and you put that precision I that you currently have, and you put that into this document, I think this thing would rupture itself. That's how much I believe in your ability. This is just lazy work right here. Cut and paste garbage. I require facts of, there's nothing there. What are you requiring? What facts? There's nothing there. Have you seen attachment? No attachment. If this court hears this case without establishing, again, there requires a motion to establish jurisdiction and to disqualify the judge based upon they're getting paid by the county and state and there's no separation of powers. So there can't be a fair hearing. So there should be a motion for disqualification on the appearance thereof or whatever it is. You got to tell them, I can't get a fair hearing here because you're being paid by the same organization that's trying to prosecute me. How am I going to get a fair hearing? Okay, scroll up, please. Still there? Is he still there? Looks like he's still here. Scroll up. Standing proof of my written. Okay, so yeah, I like the 1, 2, and 3. I like the way you're preferencing it, but it needs to be written in here. Loss injury to the victim man. I like that. Standing obtained by 4. Yeah, all of that is great, but you need to wrap it into something. You need to wrap it into a document. Again, that motion for clarification has to be identified on an aspect. So I think you got the wrong motion for this. It should be referencing something. Because if you want to make them rule on this on a Rule 52, you want to make them rule on it, then that judge has to have something there, because a Rule 52 is normally after somebody has ruled or made an order against your said person or against your said fiction or against your said man that's in charge there. So this totally needs to be revamped, and it must be specified in an order to show intent, and make sure you kick them in the ass by plain language and make them proof up that information. So along with this motion of clarity, you're missing all kinds of other motions, and in addition, you're also missing status, the standing. You're missing them, the interrogatories. If you're going to mix multitude that in this motion to clarify, then you have to state it. This is the no standing, no jurisdiction. Then you write that out. None of that's in here. You got to establish it in your index. You got to give the judge forewarning what you're doing. Especially if you're trying to kick the judge off the case and motion to recuse. I've done that. Of course the judge is mad. Screw him. I got a rule. I got an appeal to the U.S. District Court right now. Because they won't give me access to notify me by e-consent. The U.S. Marshals already mailed everybody off, and then I've already got a U.S. attorney that has already entered into the case right there in South Carolina. I think they got till 6/23 to respond. The case there in Atlanta, she would not authorize the motion for default judgment, kept making up shit. She just make up shit. So she dismissed my case because I failed to, on Rule 4, something to the effect that I didn't service them. How could I not service them? Mailbox rule. I served them myself, and I refused to move. So now that case is going to appellate court in the 11th Circuit downtown. That's $600. So I got to put in my motion to appeal before Friday, or before the 27th, or the 28th, which falls on a weekend. So I got till Monday. I'm not going to move. I know I won that case. She don't want to give me the money. She's taking up for the federal government. They were all notified. So this time, the same week that she dismisses my case for telling me I failed to serve them, which is a lie, because they were already served on the record electronically. So I'm going to show the 11th Circuit that they were served electronically, show them the rules on Rule 7, show them the rules on Rule 4, and show them that I was already in the position to be defaulted upon them. I should have defaulted them by her actions. So I'm going to kick that up to the 11th Circuit. And then here comes the IRS sending me a notification the same week my case gets dismissed. This is how I know they're working in conjunction.
Tell me you're not colluding with, but without telling me you're not colluding.
How's my case dismissed on the 28th and 29th, and you send me a notice for March 27th, a day or two after?
It's so ridiculous. Like I'm watching so many of these agencies work together and collaborate. I got 5 different agencies.
Tell me it's just a coincidence. Tell me it's a huge coincidence. You're within 1 to 2 days shy of each other. Tell me that's a coincidence. Get out of here. And this time they didn't put Atlanta in it. They put Kansas in it. So now they expect me to go sue Kansas. Because it came out of Kansas. So that means I got to go file a lawsuit in Kansas.
Notice to principals, notice to the agent. Dial them all up.
No, I'm gonna go. You. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna file a FOIA. Who is the agent to be served, and I'm gonna send a FOIA. I'm gonna send those things. And while this case has been going, I'm going to file an injunction right in the same court or Kansas court. I'm going to go file an injunction because this stuff came out of Atlanta. This notice came out of Kansas. And this time I'm going to have the U.S. Marshals serve them all again because you dismissed my case without prejudice, which means I can bring it right back because the same injury just occurred. Now it becomes a nuisance. Now it's a nuisance lawsuit. It's an SCRA lawsuit. It's an IRS fraudulent lawsuit. They're all lawsuits now. And let me tell you how slick they got. Nobody didn't put their name on it. Is that what I thought?
They put in a suit with no one's name on it.
I don't think they put anybody's name on
Yeah,
this
that's
one.
wild. I mean, who's the respondent? Who's the claimant? Who's the whatever at that point?
They don't even. let me see if I can find it so I can read it to you guys. It was kind of
Yeah, that's wild.
it's just the IRS, Department of Treasury. They got out of Kansas City, ACS support. They put nobody's name on it but my legal name. they only put the section and the location. That's it. They put nobody's name on it. How convenient is that? Because they know I'm coming. We don't know. They want total. Your reminder, you owe the IRS. Okay, assholes, you owe me. you know what? I'm glad I talked to y'all guys. I appreciate it. This is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to calculate not only the money that they owe from the SCRA violations. I'm going to send that with a bill, and then I'm going to send a FOIA with the bill on top of that. And then I'm going to tell them that they're in violation and they're in fraud, and then I'm going to show them the current lawsuit that is before them that included the SCRA violations. So I need to know how much of this calculate for each point that you put on there for the percentage is $150,000 of interest points. So please tell me, how did you go from 22,000 to 3,300? Because each one of those percentage points, or each dollar that is increased, I want $150,000. Let that set in. So you got an extra 1,000. For every dollar, I want 150,000 for every person. It won't let me do it. It'll let me do it by the percentage.
That would be an awesome phone call to record, to call up the IRS and help them calculate how much they will owe you when you sue them.
So that just got interesting. All right. Brandon, you got to rework the intent and include the information into your document here. We got to be able to understand the pivotal points of what you're doing. So
I will work on it.
This session is no longer being recorded.
um, can you guys see the screen?
Yep.
Yes.
So, motion for clarification. Pro se motion to clarify court order. Undersigned moves the court in order to clarify a priority, some kind of priority order of the court. What does your court order mean? What do you mean by this? See, this is what you send to the judge normally. Interrogatory, discovery. Before you even go to court, you want to send these documentations. You want to send it to the attorney. You want to send it to the court. You want to send it to the police officer. Where did they gain this jurisdiction? Where did the court gain jurisdiction to hear this matter in this case? Where do you have the information that's over I claimant, I man, I individual, whatever you want to use? It's not going to matter because you're talking to your public servants. So you want to be able to tell them how do they have jurisdiction over the people of sovereign. If the United States people are sovereign, then how did you get jurisdiction over those people that are sovereign, but you can come into court and claim sovereign immunity? How come the people can't claim sovereign immunity? If the people can't claim sovereign immunity, then how can a public servant can claim it? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How can you claim sovereign immunity over the people who are sovereign? Because once you identify myself as one of the people or man, how can you place a lien against me when you just recognize me? But I'm the judge of what? Over the citizen or over the people? Over this court. This is my court. Well, you're saying this is your court, but you're claiming jurisdiction over the people. I didn't claim to be a citizen. I claim to be Genesis. I claim to be better sheath man. That'll confuse a lot of judges right there. So where did you get authority over man? You got authority over the citizen. So if you're going to house my body in a warehouse without telling me why, because of some rule or policy I'm not familiar with, then you've claimed some kind of contract, and I understood that I am wrong in some kind of manner. You're claiming that I'm wrong.
The recording has started.
You're claiming that I'm wrong in some kind of capacity. You're saying that I'm wrong for some reason. You're saying that I got a social agreement, a social contract, and you've made it sure enough known that I have been aware of something that I did wrong or a violation of some policy. You're saying that right now to me, and I'm telling you, no, I didn't. And you're trying to prove by your methods and your ways that I did wrong, and I'm telling you I didn't do wrong. And that's a code of policy that I do not adjoin to in your limited rules of procedure. I am not your employee. You want to gain money on me. You want to put a bond on me. You want to put a lien on me so you can collect money off of me. So therefore, this is fraud. You're moving under fraud for undue benefits for this county, this state, and yourself.
This session is no longer being recorded.
Now I'm done. just gave you guys hot potato. Hopefully you got it. All right. All right, so that's basically what I got for you guys. Go back and rework those emotions. Put them in plain language. Use case law. Use the structure. Go after the intent and prove your intent with the basis of the trespass. So I don't know why.
The recording has started.
I don't know why I keep hitting that button. Anyway, all right. So you guys saying that, Brian, you're saying you're going to be available next week?
I will. Yeah.
All right, Chuck, you almost done with yours or what? Gone. Go to sleep. Is Caleb working on his motion too?
I am.
All right.
That's all I got
for you guys.
All right, Brandon.
All right, Brandon.
What do you got for
What do
me?
you got for me, Russ?
What do you got for
What do you got for the class yourself and the training today in the group?
Okay. Let me turn this brightness down. It's killing me. Yeah, excellent. Everything's great. Really appreciate all the information. I'm, I understand what yourself is saying, as far as just basically better organized and hit them harder and be clear. I was kind of coming at that direction initially, but then I kind of went more vague, thinking, like I said, I could just submit the crap as attachments and they would get the message. So I'll work on that. And yeah, really great, applicable stuff. Don't have a whole lot to say right now because yourself went through a lot. And, yeah, because I know I'm making a complicated motion. I get that. So now my brain's got to think more complicated, but make it easier. So I like being reminded about the whole medical approach because once yourself says that, my brain goes into a different mode.
Yep, that's the mode you need to be in.
Yep. So yeah, fellas, everybody, thanks. And if y'all want some a third man on y'all's, on just to kind of work on y'all's emotions, I wouldn't mind helping out in any way if you guys want to get together.
All y'all get together and go over your emotions. Absolutely. I said it.
Yeah, so if you guys want to let me know when y'all are wanting to work on y'all's, and I'll make myself available. The workshop. That's it, man. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for everything.
All right, Brian, what you got for myself, the class, and Brandon's emotions?
No, good stuff. I mean, I like how yourself is pulling your stuff into the motion, Brandon. Yeah, I think, like Baldwin said, make a couple of those tweaks talked about tonight, and looks like a solid motion. Appreciate the insights, Baldwin, and look forward to next week.
We got left. Caleb, what you got for myself, the class, and Brandon's motion? Is he there or no? Oh, yeah. Something wrong with his mic.
Yeah, he's there.
Hello?
Yeah, hell is low. We got you now. Go ahead.
All right, there we go. I have no questions at this time, or comments, concerns with Brandon's motion. I think you answered that yourself pretty well, Baldwin. Nothing really for class. Appreciate the hot potato, and I see the document up right here. So, but I appreciate yourself, Brandon, for stepping in and asking if anybody needs any help. Might take that offer.
Well, that's what everybody's for. Just jump in there. help everybody out.
Yeah,
Alright.
appreciate everybody.
Good stuff. All right, so rework that. We'll be coming back after that and look at that stuff there, Brandon. All right, that's all I got. Time's the most precious thing you can share with somebody. Thanks for sharing with us here today. Appreciate you guys stopping by. You guys take care. See you next week. Yeah, will. Take care.
Good night. Take care, fellas.
Bye, guys.
This session is no longer being recorded.